Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. On this Tuesday, I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, a man allegedly high on heroin crashes his car into a culvert. Details coming up.
Plus, a deadline has been scheduled for former climber teacher charged in a child porn case. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is here with a first look at our weather. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and happy Tuesday, everybody. And it's going to be a little bit drier today than it was yesterday. Speaking of yesterday, the high was 70 degrees yesterday. That's still 7 degrees below average, but hey, it felt good to be in the 70s, but it felt a little warmer than that when you actually took as to how muggy it was yesterday. And the record for today of 91 will set for another year. That was set back in 1991. Here are the low temperatures from this morning. Jamestown again, 59 in Dunkirk, 59 also in Olean. That seems to be the favorite number. 60 in Buffalo and 61 in Erie. So it was a mild night, but it was also a little bit of a muggy night because we still had that in play that we had to deal with. Dry scans on First Defense Doppler right now, but there still could be a few scattered showers through the afternoon. You can see it here in the hour by hour. Temperatures should at least make it back into the lower to mid 70s today, but there is a small chance of a rain shower through the afternoon, but the majority of the afternoon will be dry. That's the good news. We'll time out the next rain chance that comes towards the end of the week, plus a flooding rain possible on Thursday. We'll talk about it in just a few minutes. Justin and Matt.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you. Our top story, a Brockton man who was allegedly high on heroin suffered minor injuries following a one-vehicle crash on Route 60 in Webster Road yesterday afternoon. State police say that the vehicle driven by 33-year-old Marcus Waters, his vehicle entered the oncoming lane of traffic, drifted off the shoulder, ran over a speed limit sign, and then struck a driveway culvert and became airborne. Troopers say the vehicle then landed, struck a fire hydrant, and came to rest on the passenger side. Now, when first responders arrived, troopers say Waters was found unconscious, hanging from a seatbelt. Troopers say he was taken to Brooks Memorial Hospital with minor injuries. Police have charged him with DWAI drugs, speeding, and failure to maintain lane.
The U.S. Attorney's Office told WNY News Now yesterday that a Rule 48B date is scheduled for this Friday in U.S. federal court in the child pornography case against former climber teacher Scott Akins. The office reportedly said that the date was scheduled for May 20th after originally being scheduled for last December. What is a Rule 48B date? Well, it's the deadline that prosecutors have in presenting a charge to a grand jury, filing information against a defendant, or bringing a defendant to trial. Akins was charged by criminal complaint in September for child pornography possession. If convicted, he faces a mandatory penalty of 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Akins was released on bail but placed into home confinement. He also has not allowed to have contact with anyone under the age of 18 and has been told to refrain from employment and/or volunteer work where minors are involved. We will, of course, continue to follow this story closely.
New York State will become the 13th state to authorize driver's licenses for immigrants who entered the U.S. illegally. The state Senate approved the proposal yesterday following Assembly passage last week. Democrats lead both chambers, and Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo's support appeared in doubt Monday after he voiced concerns that U.S. immigration officials could use state license information to target immigrants for deportation. Now, he did ask for a legal review by the Office of Attorney General Letitia James, who responded saying she supports the bill but wouldn't speculate on the federal response. Cuomo's office then announced that he would sign the bill. Supporters include the State Business Council and immigrant advocates who say licenses would help immigrants get to work and complete everyday tasks. Now, Republican lawmakers say that people shouldn't be rewarded for violating immigration rules.
Well, there is 1 week until the June 25th primary election.
And WNY News Now's political team is breaking down some of the top races from across the region.
Now, one of the biggest races of the night will be between Chautauqua County Executive George Borrello and Allegheny County Board of Legislators Chairman Curtis Crandall for New York State's 57th State Senate seat. They are scheduled to be in the first live stream debate this week. The debate will be streamed live on WNY News Now's 24/7 streaming network, mobile app, and Facebook page on Thursday, June 20th at 7 p.m. New York State's 57th Senate District consists of Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, Allegheny counties, and 7 towns in Livingston County. The two are part of a special election to fill the seat vacated by former New York State Senator Kathy Young, who took the job in the private sector earlier this year.
The second biggest race to keep an eye on is between Jamestown City Councilman at-large Andrew Liuzzo and Chautauqua County Legislator Dave Wilfong, who are both vying for City of Jamestown's mayoral Republican nomination. Liuzzo, a one-time city councilman at-large, announced that he would seek the mayoral office back in February. The Jamestown native is pushing for less government, more community interaction, and transparency. Wilfong, also born and raised here in the city, is currently a 3-term Chautauqua County legislator for District 11 in Jamestown, the chairman of the Chautauqua County Republican Party, and a Chautauqua County State Republican committeeman. He seeks to bring manufacturing jobs back to Jamestown, and he plans to balance the city's operating budget.
Now, another big race in the city of Jamestown to watch is between longtime City Ward 2 Councilman Tony Dulce and challenger Raven Mason Thompson. Dulce, he's a teacher at Jamestown High School, is the finance chair for the city council, sits on the Strategic Planning and Partnerships Commission, along with the Jamestown Local Development Corporation. Mason Thompson, she's an educator herself, is looking to bring fresh blood to government, running on a platform that seeks transparency and more community interaction.
And the final big race to watch is between current Town of Carroll Supervisor Laura Smith and challenger Russell Payne, who are eyeing the Republican Party's nomination. Now, Smith, who works at Frewsburg Central School, has been the town supervisor for the past 2 years. Payne, a former educator and detective with the Jamestown Police Department, is not new to politics, as he ran for Chautauqua County Sheriff back in 2014. Polls across Chautauqua County will be open from noon to 9 p.m. next Tuesday, the 25th.
And New York State has a closed primary system. That means only registered party members can vote in their own party's primary. For example, if a registered Democrat would vote in a Democrat primary election, and registered Republicans can only vote in Republican primary elections.
Now, those registered as independent cannot vote in New York State primary elections, and WNY News Now will host live election results starting at 9 p.m. next Tuesday on WNY News Now's 24/7 streaming network, mobile app, and Facebook page.
And that's right here. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. I can't believe it's 1 week away until this election.
I know. I mean, it came so quickly.
It always seems to, and I think people realize that you see first the yard signs go out, right?
Yes.
And then you see the news media talk about it, and then you see the advertisements. And boy, certainly there are quite a few of them.
Absolutely. Right here in
On
our own
WNY
backyard.
News Now. So thank you all for joining us here. And again, we are your source for election 2019. We will have live election coverage really starting this Thursday with the debate between Chautauqua County Executive George Borrello and Chairman Kurt Crandall. That should be a very interesting one. I know we've been promoting it for around the last week here. Matt, what do you think the biggest thing that the two of them will probably speak to during that debate?
I think it's going to be the differences, if any, in how conservative they'd be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different avenues to be conservative with your social issues, economic issues. So I'm curious to see what the difference are going to be.
I agree, and I always find it so interesting that during a primary, it's about who's more conservative, because that's what you're appealing to.
Yes.
And then just weeks later, as they head into the general election,
who's more moderate.
right.
Yep.
So will be very interesting to see. And again, we will be hosting that this Thursday, live at 7 p.m. right here on Facebook Live, our mobile app, and WNYNewsNow.com. Hello to Gary. Hopefully you are doing well. Joseph, hello to you. Smathers, thanks for joining us. Tabitha, hello. Dakota is here. Rory, always good to see you. Adam, hello to you. Gary asks, so what are the illegals going to vote, Republican or Democrat? Very good question, Gary. We'll see, I suppose. Coming up, CVS Pharmacy is trying to help cut down on the number of e-cigarette users here in Jamestown. The details coming up.
But first, time is running out for lawmakers to pass legislation that would expand access to medically assisting drug treatments in jail. Dakota.
And as we take a live look over Lakeside Park in Mayville, the sun is starting to break out at times and temperatures are already into the upper 60s to lower 70s. We're going to continue that warm-up trend through the week. WNY News Now continues in a minute, so do not go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
I listened. I brought the community together to meet with elected officials. I am accessible. I stand for full transparency and accountability. I will continue as your mayor to do these things. Vote June 25th. Andrew Arliuzzo.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's gonna have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's gonna have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
Well, hey, my name's Dave Wilfong, and I want to be the mayor of the city of Jamestown. I grew up in the city of Jamestown, graduated from Jamestown High School, and after graduation, I went into the U.S. Army for 4 years. When I came back to Jamestown, I noticed that Jamestown had taken a different road, a road that I wasn't happy with. In 2014, I was elected as Chautauqua County representative from District 11 in the city of Jamestown. I promised my constituents 3 things: that I would lower taxes, I would cut wasteful spending in government, and I would decrease the size of government. And I'm proud to say that I've done all 3 things. I think we need to move Jamestown to the manufacturing base that it once knew and was actually king of at one time. We need to provide shovel-ready sites. We need to provide a workforce that's ready to take on those jobs and bring the tax base back to Jamestown and make Jamestown the American city that we used to be and still can be. My name's Dave Wilfong. I'm running for mayor of the city of Jamestown. Please vote for me on primary day, June 25th. The polls are open from 12 to 9. Thank you so much.
Well, happening now, time is running out for legislation in New York State that would expand access to medication-assisted treatment for inmates in state prisons and jails. The measure would make more state funding available for drugs such as methadone and Suboxone that experts say greatly improve inmates' chances for recovery. While the legislation has passed in the state Senate, it has not yet been scheduled for a vote in the Assembly. Lawmakers are set to adjourn with their annual session later this week. Advocates are worried that prisons may have to go another year without the services. Albany County Sheriff Craig Apple says his department has helped 120 inmates struggling with substance abuse with his own self-funded medication program. He says a small investment by the state could yield big savings by helping inmates get clean.
Well, cutting down on the number of kids who smoke has been a work in progress, work that's gotten a lot harder since e-cigarettes became popular. CVS is hoping to do something about it. They're about to invest $10 million to try to reverse the trend, and that's just one step. This is a 5-year initiative, adding up to $50 million when it's all said and done to, quote, help deliver the nation's first tobacco-free generation. The money will help create classroom-based programs and help clinics get the resources they need to address e-cigarette use and cover training on it. Now, in a report released back in February, the CDC and FDA estimated that there were 1.3 million more teens using tobacco between 2017 and 2018. And they say that that's all linked to e-cigarettes, also called vaping. Now, according to the report, the rise is so significant that it wipes out any progress in declining youth tobacco use in recent years.
Well, Friday is the first official day of summer, and all week long, we're helping you stay safe this season. Fun in the sun can quickly turn dangerous, and this year has already seen record heat across the nation. In today's Health Minute, Jeremy Roth explains how to avoid heat exhaustion and recognize the warning signs.
As the mercury begins to rise, the threat of heat-related illnesses rises with it.
It doesn't take much to become dehydrated. So if the temperature is just approaching 80 degrees, you can become significantly dehydrated in just 20 minutes.
Drink plenty of fluids. If possible, keep your outdoor activities to the cooler parts of the day, and remember, what you wear can make a difference.
As your body gets hot, just like a car or computer, you want to dissipate heat. And so light-colored, loose-fitting, lightweight clothing helps keep you cool and helps you get rid of heat.
If you feel weak, a bit dizzy, or out of breath, these may be the first signs of heat stroke.
It's when your body loses its ability to control its core temperature. People can actually stop sweating, so their skin doesn't feel wet, but rather really hot and dry.
If this happens, it's important to act fast.
Make sure to call 911 right away and get them out of the sun into either the shade or ideally air conditioning.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Jeremy Roth.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. Some great tips. And Matt, I actually suffered from heat exhaustion once. And they're not kidding. I mean, you stop sweating, but you stay hot.
Correct.
And it is really important to stay hydrated and to, if you are, suffering from it, get into some AC.
Now, the problem is we haven't really experienced that this summer yet.
Not yet.
Will we?
Well, maybe.
I don't know.
Dakota might have the answers. Coming up, he's standing by with a live look at our First Defense weather forecast.
And later, a JHS teen has received a scholarship. We'll have more as News Now continues.
What we did is we threw the kids away, and that is an issue for me.
It's this illusion of a design for the future while still living in a society that suppresses the past.
It's a lot of small businesses out here. We're not corporate made, so we don't get the attention that we deserve also.
You put money in your residence and the value of your property does not increase.
We've taken God out of the equation. Because of that, I believe that we have gone on this downhill spiral.
Raven's been at my home. I think this is the fourth meeting to discuss issues. How's things going? What would you like to see change?
And she's pushing for small businesses.
I just think it's time to try something new and see if someone else can make a positive difference.
That's the type of genuine person that should be in public service.
So if we want to make a difference, we have to vote differently. I'm Raven Mason Thompson, running for Ward 2 City Council, and look forward to your vote on the June 25th primary.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back. And talking about summer warmth, we are going to warm up, but we're not going to see anything too hot. this isn't hot air, and now I'm full of hot air, so I know what I'm talking about. And you can see here we will start to warm up as we go into the weekend, and especially into early next week. How about 79 next Monday? So again, we will start to see the tides turning a little bit, but boy, what a difference a year makes. The high yesterday was 70 degrees. That was nice. It felt warmer because we obviously had the stickiness in the air, but look at where we were 1 year ago. 84 degrees. We were baking in sunshine and heat, and it's a difference compared to just 365 days. You can see what a difference a year makes. And some of you may like the cooler temperatures. Some of you might like the warmer temperatures, but you know, we still have June. We still have July to go through, so we'll see what happens here. Here's the news now, Cam. Again, the clouds really are kind of socked in downtown. They will start to break apart a little bit as we go into the afternoon hours, but a few scattered showers are likely. We're right now perched at 68 at the airport. No wind to speak of. There's that dew point number of 63, and when the dew point is in the 60s, you'll start to feel the mugginess that is in the air. And take a look at this. We've got another day of mugginess to go through on Wednesday, a little bit lower on Thursday, but look at Friday and Saturday. It really starts to drop off here, so more comfortable air will return Friday and Saturday before the humidity starts to come up again on Sunday and into early next week. Yeah, we do know it around here. Here's what's going on the wide view. Big massive rain. There's actually a low pressure area down here, and all this rain has been moving up to the north, and that's where a lot of our rain is coming from. And as we fly right into western New York here to show you what's going on, we've had a few rain showers that have passed through this morning, but right now we're in a break in the rain coverage, but there is the chance for a few more scattered showers. You can see it here on Future Scan. The model does pick up on it, but the majority of the afternoon will be dry, so please keep that in mind. But there will be the chance for a few scattered showers pretty much today. Nothing tonight. Then tomorrow, almost a repeat. Few scattered showers. A little bit warmer still, and we still have that darn mugginess that we're going to have to deal with. Now, as we look into Thursday, we'll start to get some heavy rain. We have to switch the models to show you this, but this is one model prediction on Thursday. We're going to start to see some heavy rain coming in, and this rain could lay down some heavy rain. We're talking about an inch of rain in some spots. Now, the next 7 days of your life on Earth, and an ugly day coming up on Thursday. Again, that's the heavy rain chance. Rain starts to pick up into the afternoon hours, and summer, there it is, Friday just before noon, and we're going to start it off dry and 71 degrees, and temperatures start to warm up for the weekend and into early next week. Sports is next. Don't go away.
From our doorsteps to Albany, it's about 300 miles, but most days it's like we're worlds apart. Hi, I'm George Borrello. I'm running for state senate because Albany politicians don't listen, don't lead, and they put their radical New York City agenda ahead of us.
George Borrello was born and raised here. He built a successful business before entering public service. George knows what it takes to help employers grow and prosper. It starts with ending Albany's policies crushing local businesses.
Our way of life is under attack. People are forced to leave here to look for opportunities. This has to stop. As your senator, I'll focus on training programs for workers so everyone has the skills to secure good-paying jobs and local businesses can grow and thrive. I'm George Borrello. I'll stand up for our hardworking families, businesses, farmers, and veterans every day. Albany is ignoring us. It's time they start listening.
Conservative Republican George Borrello for State Senate, the voice we need working for us. Vote primary day Tuesday, June 25th. Paid for by Borrello for Senate.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Tuesday, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. With this afternoon at 5 o'clock being the last makeup day in the City Recreational Baseball League, the playoffs in the Jamestown Parks, Recreation, and Conservation Little League Baseball team will start 1 week after today's makeup day. The playoffs will begin on June 24th, with the team managers in the respective league have to report the records of their teams by Wednesday tomorrow. Playoff games days will range from June 24th until July 3rd, with one game being played per day. The New York Yankees took Game 1 of their 3-game home series against the Tampa Bay Rays, posting a 3-0 victory. DJ LeMahieu and Cameron Maybin each hit one moonshot for New York. Masahiro Tanaka pitched a complete game 2-hitter, striking out 10 batters in the process. Game 2 of the series will be tonight at 7:05 on the Yes Network, with J.A. Happ starting on the mound for the Yankees against Ryan Stanek, who will be starting at pitcher for Tampa. Are you thinking about tying the knot with your special someone? There is an opportunity to get married at a Buffalo Bills game. On September 29th, when the Buffalo Bills host the New England Patriots, one couple will get to be wed at midfield on New Era Field with a reception to follow. For this opportunity, dubbed the halftime wedding experience of a lifetime, the Buffalo Bills teamed up with Reed Jens. A form does have to be filled out about why it's a fit for a couple to be married at that location, which has to be filled by July 7th at 11:59 p.m. The form can be filled out on the Buffalo Bills team website. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, definitely unique. Thank you very much.
Can I butt in for just a second? I know we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something for a Bills fan and a Patriot fan to tie the knot at that
won't
game?
ever happen. Won't ever happen.
You don't think so? They'd be
Bills
divorced.
fans and Patriots fans cannot coexist.
No.
They can't.
No.
It could happen.
I think Dakota's going to make it work.
But here's the thing, though. Why would you want to get married at a Bills game? You want to get married while your team is sucking? Go to the next story before I get in trouble.
Okay, well, we will do that. We're going to go to Dakota's alma mater. A Jamestown high school teen was awarded a $1,000 scholarship from the Jamestown Teachers Association recently. School officials say that senior John Rosario will be attending Jamestown Community College next year to major in education with plans to become a social studies or English as a new language teacher. Rosario has been a contributor to WRFA's 107.9 FM's Youth Hispanic Radio and a member of the JHS Garden Club. John plans to continue his studies after JCC at SUNY Fredonia. Now, the JTA scholarship is given to a senior each year that is going into the field of education.
Oh, pretty cool. Certainly good for him, and it's nice to see kind of different sorts of kids really getting involved. I mean, kids, young adults getting involved in staying locally too, which is nice.
Absolutely. I like it.
Well, another man who always keeps it local, chief forecaster Dakota Hunter, is here with a final look at our weather, and summer is almost here.
Yes, and Friday, the official start of summer, 4 minutes before noon at 11:56 a.m. Friday, that's the official time of the summer solstice, and we're going to be kind of ringing it in. Not really summery feeling, but at least we'll be in the 70s, dry day. Thursday, just going to be a nasty day. Widespread rain and thunderstorm activity. Some of that could be heavy. Again, model guidance has been showing rainfall totals of about 1.5 inches to upwards of 2 inches. Possible localized flooding from that. We have to keep our eyes on that. But then, as we head into the weekend and early next week, temperatures really start to warm up, but no big summer heat still in the cards. We're still kind of in this early summer to late spring pattern, so we'll see as we go into next week if we can get any summer heat brewing.
All right.
I like it.
Hey, at least it won't rain on our debate parade this Thursday because it's inside. We remind you,
unless it starts raining in the studio for some reason.
George Borello and Kurt Crandall will debate right here on WNY News Now. It's Thursday, June 20th, live at 7 p.m. Details right now on WNYNewsNow.com. All right, guys. Well, that'll do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. We leave you with a live look over downtown Jamestown via the HD News Now cam. Have a great day.